I nearly got in a fist fight with my Hagwon boss. When you are getting a job at a Hagwon, which is a private language institute in Korea, kind of a for-profit cram school, there are a lot of red flags you need to look out for. And I want my experience to be a cautionary tale for people. When I was offered the job through a recruitment service, I had a contract, and on the contract it said the classes were 45 minutes long, which was shorter than some of the other job announcements that I had seen. And unfortunately, when I got off the plane, I didn't get a chance to go to my new apartment. I got sent to work. So I had to come into the office with jet lag and have a meeting. And while I was tired and jet lagged, the Hagwon owner took my contract and said, "Oh, we need to make some updates and change some things." He came back with a new contract that said that the class size was 50 minutes long. And that's one of the ways that they get you. Unfortunately, these kinds of labor abuses are really common in South Korea. And when I went to Korea, I was broke. So I had no plan B. I was coming there and I needed to earn money so I could pay credit card bills, pay back grandparents, pay back my best friend. I had student loans. So there was no option of getting back on a plane and coming back to the United States. So I'm trying to make it work. I'm trying to keep a good attitude. And there were just a few other things. I was forced to work illegally for a month because you get there on a tourist visa, and then after I was working for a few weeks, once the school got its school license ready, because it didn't have its license yet, I took a trip to Japan to get my visa. The school inspectors, they had to come in and inspect the school, and they didn't have a license yet, so they weren't supposed to be having classes. So they had us hide down on a different floor and teach at a different school that day. So we were literally playing hide and seek with the Korean inspectors. So after working illegally for a month, I finally got my official visa and I was an official employee. And things were going okay, and I was really optimistic that things were going to get better. I just needed to adjust to the culture, deal with culture shock, make some friends, and eventually things would get better. And there's a term for this. It's called false hope syndrome. And it's well known that people who are overly optimistic end up doing worse in bad situations like prison camps and other situations. And I want this to be a cautionary tale for you, because I want you to come into a teaching situation with a realistic lens. I want you to see the red flags for what they are and recognize when a teaching situation just is what it is and it's not necessarily going to get better. There were multiple situations where my boss just straight up humiliated me. I had some students and they made a really bizarre complaint where they said that, I'm not making this up, that my penis made a sound when it was rubbing against my pants, my slacks. And the boss decided he was going to tell this story to the entire meeting at work in front of everybody. So naturally, I was pretty humiliated. Fast forward to a few weeks later, and we got into a pretty strong argument. And during that argument, he actually stepped up to me like this, like macho man, and he was ready to throw a punch. So obviously, I did not last very long. So I decided to go out with a bang, and I had one final argument with him, and this is the one where I pushed his buttons until he decided to fire me. And when he fired me, I went to the elevator, went upstairs to the classroom that I was supposed to be teaching, and I walked in 10 minutes late, having just been fired, and all my students were sitting there perfectly behaved, hands on the desk, perfectly quiet, and I said, "Hey kids, teacher got fired. You don't have class today." And in that exact instance, the kids burst out, "Yay!" And then I walked out. And after that, he called me and he said, "Get out of my apartment." So I had to get out and leave his apartment. And he tried not paying me my last check. So I went to a labor lawyer, And after some harsh negotiation on the phone, I finally got my last check. These are the types of situations that can happen in Korea. If you're the type of person that needs to argue and win, like I can be, then a Korean cram school just might not be for you. Have you had a Hagwon horror story just like mine? Please write about it in the comments below. Also, remember to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.